Hello everyone and welcome back to Neurodiverse and Wrestling Assess. I'm your host Gianna, and boy was Evolve really good this week. We had Kail Armstrong's last match and a big three-man main event for the Men's Evolve Championship. So before we do, please like, comment, subscribe, and now let's get on to the review.
This match will get red hot.
Oh, shucky ducky, quack, quack.
So we open up the show with the first ever Evolve champion, Kail Armstrong, versus Tayra Steele, and both started up with lockups, really good back and forth, but Armstrong just went crazy popping off on Tayra. But Tayra goes after the leg of Armstrong for most of the match, almost ripping it off. But Kail was able to hit the Kail connector for the win and give a heartfelt message before moving up to the main roster. And a really good way to send her up. Then we see it's Kail, and he's sad that he got backstabbed by his crew, and he just wants to fit in. So he's trying to rebrand himself and refine himself. So we have to see if it's Kail really does refine himself. Then we got Romeo Mero versus Chaz Starboy. It was supposed to be, but Max Abrams and his boys show up, telling Chaz to join his crew, the ID crew, but Chaz denies and they both get beaten up in a pretty crazy way. And then later we see Cappuccino Jones say he can get them back up, and next week we get a 6-man tag. So we have to see how that all plays out. And then we see Timothy Thatcher talk about updates for Evolve and how he has some news, but then some guys show up and he says with the whole attack that happened earlier, he needs security. So these new guys are security guards. So we have to see how this storyline goes. Really interesting. Then we get a women's tag team match with Layla Diggs and Mason Holiday versus Anja Reed, aka Miss Anime Girl, and Gianna Rapier, and a really good match. So Aaron pretty much gets beaten up most of the match by Mason and Layla Diggs doing some really good tag moves. I feel like they really grew over the last couple months in Evolve. You can really see their dynamic working. But Rihanna Rude did some good moves, but Gianna Capri kind of stole the match for me with her really quick knockout punch, her giant big boot in the corner. She seems like the most, how would I put it? Like, she seems the most like eye-catching in the ring. Anna Reed did some good moves as well, doing some anime girl types of poses, running back and forth in the ring, really good character work. But at the end, Layla Diggs popped off with some leg kicks, a drop kick, a spinning leg kick, and an axe kick for the win, and a really good woman match for Evolve. And after we see Gianna get mad at Ayna for losing, so most likely a feud down the line. Then we see Laynie, Luck, and Wendy Choo finally have their conversation because Sloan Hill and Nikita Lyons attacked them last week. And pretty much Laynie Luck says next week she's going to win the Women's Evolve Championship, while Wendy Choo says she's going to be a fighting champion and she's not going to take Luck so easily, and she will beat Luck. So we have to see who comes out the Women's Champion next week for Evolve. Then to close off the show, we had the big three-way match for the Men's Evolve Championship with Aaron Rourke, Braxton, Cole, and Harlem Lewis. And right away, Aaron jumped on Cole and Lewis trying to get the upper hand, but Cole and Lewis went back and forth for power moves. I like how Harlem Lewis did a backbreaker to Aaron, but Rourke had a spinning kick, but Braxton Cole came in demolishing everyone with big slams. Near the end, it was a great combination. Aaron Rourke hits a double Parakarmana, right back and forth. At one point, Cole and Harlem go brawling on the outside, giving enough distraction to let Aaron Rourke hit a Molly go round for the win. And then after, Kim Hendricks and Hurley Riggins come in, but they do not fight them, just to kind of tease that they are also wanting a match down the line. So this men division is very stacked and a great way to end Evolve. So that's pretty much my review. We had a lot of good matches, a lot of feuds happening. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys next time.